वेलकम बैक। स्पार्क नेटवर्क पर सभी दर्शकों का स्वागत, अभिनंदन। आप सभी स्मिता अमित का प्रणाम स्वीकार करें। इस बार एक छोटी सी प्रस्तुति। I am somehow less interested in the weight and convolution of Einstein's brain than in the near certainty that people of equal talent have lived and died in cotton fields and sweatshops. Stephen Gould, evolutionary biologist. The channel is dedicated to such a genius and exemplary person, that is my guru and my father, Professor Arun Shankar Narayan, a man of many talents, with each talent better than the other one. प्रारंभ उनकी ही रचना से करते हैं जो उनकी पुस्तक कोशिश से ली गई है। न नज्म है, न गजल है, न यह कहानी है, हमारे हाल फरसुदा की तर्जुमानी है। न नज्म है, हो जिक्र सबसा, हो जिक्र सबसा, हो जिक्र सबसा, तो क्यों कर हो जबकि धरती पर जो टपका आंख से दो बूंद वही पानी है, जो टपका आंख से दो बूंद वही पानी है। न नज्म है, न नज्म है, न गजल है, न यह कहानी है, हमारे हाल फरसुदा की तर्जुमानी है। न नज्म है, ये हमसे पूछो, ये हमसे पूछो, ये हमसे पूछो, नारायण की शायरी क्या है, वो हसरतों के जनाजे पनाह खानी है, वो हसरतों के जनाजे पनाह खानी है। न नज्म है, न नज्म है, न गजल है, न यह कहानी है, हमारे हाल फरसुदा की तर्जुमानी है। न नज्म है। नारायण लखनवी. Taking a cue from his golden words, not only is this channel an attempt to stay connected to him through creativity, it is also an attempt to present the state of mind, the joys, the disappointments, and the knowledge that I have gained as the child of learned and erudite parents, that is professors, as the wife of an army officer, as the mother of two successful children, as an educator for the past 30 years and more, 18 of them heading schools, as a seeker, as a poet, and also as a lifelong learner. It is also a step in creating a community of knowledgeable people who can and have valuable life lessons for the generations to come. It is not an attempt for name, fame, or any gain. लौटते हैं अपनी कक्षा और पाठ की ओर. We will center our discussion around two topics today. Number one, why do we need to have parenting tips at all? And secondly, the various parenting styles that researchers have told us about. Times have changed. Today, we are doing what we were not wired to do, and thus there are 8 potential causes that lead to tension and pressure in modern days as per evolutionary theory. Point numbers 1, 2, and 3 are related to the changed family structure. We no longer live in communities, we no longer have joint families, and we have very few children. The first being that you were never meant to do it alone. Yes, there was a saying that it takes a whole village to raise a child. There is no village and no community these days. Today, we have isolated families. Fewer children leads to over-anxiousness, over-expectation, over-indulgence, and over-monitoring. Having less exposure to siblings and cousins growing up around you, perhaps the first time you hold a child in your arms is your own. 3 points are related to science and how powerful it has become. With an overdose of knowledge available on the Google, etc., parents may end up knowing so much about parenting that it has made them rigid, sticking to rules, having a head over heart approach, which can affect the parent-child relationship. Gadgets are coming every day, so we don't know what to prepare the child for in the coming tomorrows, and we are doing a lot of guesswork, which is adding to our tension. There is over communication. Children are all the time connected to parents, grandparents, and other caregivers. Is that good? Is that bad? We don't know. Enough research is not available to tell us what the short-term effects and the long-term effects of this phenomena are. The next point is schooling. You heard it right. Schooling requires that the child sits quietly for hours at length with his or her peers. behaves in a certain manner and gets good result. The parent, for those children who are not able to accept this and not able to adjust, they end up overemphasizing on cognitive excellence, and that may affect the parent-child relationship and cause tension in the family. Last but not the least is the segregation between the workspace and the home space. In the earlier days, the nurturing place was the same where work was being done, but now there is a lot of separation. This can lead to juggling, and that can cause tension for both the parent and the child. Phew! So many reasons for depression and tension. But do not despair. Never forget that the human brain has immense capacity, highly intelligent, it can evolve, it can change, and it can adapt to anything and everything. So, with time, as we are learning, we are doing a good job. Pat your backs. Remember that no parent can be the perfect parent. You just have to be an intelligent parent and an honest parent. Parenthood is a very satisfying journey. Learn along the way and be happy. The next part of our lecture is about different parenting styles. But before that, let us have a bit of story time. It's story time now. The kangaroo and the penguin. जंगल के राजा शेर का एक नियम था कि हर महीने सारे जानवर एक दौड़ की प्रतियोगिता में भाग लेंगे। इस प्रतियोगिता में एक कंगारू सदा जीतता था, जिससे वह धीरे धीरे घमंडी और अशिष्ट होता चला गया। उसकी अशिष्टता का लक्ष्य एक छोटा सा पेंगुइन था जो धीमे दौड़ता था और कंगारू उसको हमेशा चिढ़ाता था। समझदार उल्लू जो इन प्रतियोगिताओं का संचालक था, उसने कंगारू को सबक सिखाने की ठानी। उसने घोषणा करी अगली रेस में पेंगुइन ही उसका प्रिय धावक है। सभी पेंगुइन का उपहास करने लगे और कंगारू ने तो उसका बहुत उपहास। पेंगुइन दौड़ना नहीं चाहता था, किंतु यह नियम था। उल्लू सभी जानवरों को एक पहाड़ पर ले गया। पहाड़ की चोटी तक पहुंचने से पहले सभी जानवर पेंगुइन का मजाक उड़ा रहे थे। अपने मोटे से पेट पर तुम क्या लुढ़कोगे या फुड़कोगे? पहाड़ी की चोटी पर पहुंचकर सबके आश्चर्य का ठिकाना नहीं रहा। वह एक सुप्त ज्वालामुखी का शीर्ष था, जहाँ एक बहुत बड़ा सा गड्ढा था जिसमें पानी था। उल्लू ने कहा, तुम्हें दौड़कर उस गड्ढे तक जाना है और तैरकर जो उस पार पहले पहुंचेगा वही विजेता घोषित किया जाएगा। सभी जानवर सकते में आ गए, एकदम चुप। पेंगुइन लेकिन बहुत उत्साहित हुआ। लुढ़कते पुढ़कते पानी के किनारे पहुंचा और पानी में उसने छलांग लगा। बस फिर क्या था, उसने आसानी से दौड़ जीत ली। कंगारू बेचारा किसी तरीके से पहुंचा किनारे पर, भीगा हुआ, दुखी, परेशान। सबने सोचा अब तो कंगारू का बहुत उपहास होगा, किंतु पेंगुइन ने कंगारू का बिल्कुल उपहास नहीं उड़ाया। उसने कहा, कोई बात नहीं, मैं तुम्हें तैरना अच्छे से सिखा दूं। तो देखा आपने, पशु हमें कितना कुछ सिखाते हैं। इनसे हमने सीखी विनम्रता, एक दूसरे की सहायता करना। क्या अपने बच्चों को लालन पालन करने की इनकी विधियां भी हमें कुछ सिखाती हैं? आइए चलते हैं कक्षा की ओर। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक फॉर डिस्कशन इज पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल्स। एज पर डायना बॉम्बरे, देयर आर 4 styles: authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, and neglectful. The first style that we will pick up today is authoritarian. The interesting part is that the way a tiger behaves or a lion behaves is akin to the authoritarian parent. Let us look into the cases of Shalini, Rakesh, and Rajesh, 3 successful people with proud parents and the society looking up to them. However, Shalini is unhappy. She has no purpose in life. Rakesh is a compulsive lad, so he is shunned by people. And Rajesh has the issue of uncontrolled aggression and anger. Does the problem stem from their childhood? Let us see how they were treated by their parents and also evaluate if we are doing the same things with our children. Their parents were strict, controlling, with a one-way mode of communication, hardly considered the child's point of view, very invested in ensuring that their children succeeded, so they imposed their choices on their children. They demanded a sort of blind obedience for rules which they never explained to the child because they had I said so kind of an approach. They never pardoned bad behavior. The children were emotionally or physically punished. There was time out, they were sitting in the corner, denied to play with toys, etc. The parents had a hands-on approach and greater physiological and behavioral control. The parents were never interested in negotiating. They never involved the children in problem solving. They had high and unrealistic expectations. They sort of invested in making the children feel sorry for their mistakes rather than learn how to make better choices. Of course, the children were very obedient. They produced good results. They had self-control, self-regulation, self-discipline, better able to adhere to the precise precise instructions, but such strict upbringing had resulted in their having low self-esteem, sense of purpose and belonging because these were not valued. They learned to be good liars in an effort to avoid punishment. They had suppressed anger, and so they had anger issues. They had emotional issues also. They tended to blame themselves if things went wrong rather than find a way out, and many a times they became rebels against authoritative figures. This is authoritarian parenting or tiger parenting, my friends. The other parenting styles we will discuss in the lectures to come. I hope there was something fruitful that each one of you gained from this video. आशा है आप सभी को ये प्रस्तुति अच्छी लगी होगी। अभी के लिए ईश्वर आप सब पर कृपा बनाए रखे। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।